Hi, this is Alison. Now we're going to be starting the sewing up of the sleeve on the garment and going down into the body. All right, so remembering how I said to not worry about sewing that last piece up. If you see that, how it's loose there, that stitch coming through, that's what I want, because I'm going to work with that one stitch coming in on one stitch on the other side, so it comes out and it's just going to be flat working it through there, so you haven't got a big lump under your arm there. So we're going to start down here on the beginning of the sleeve, making sure again that we come up into the first stitch. All right, there's our first stitch, not this one here, not that one. All right, right on the edge. And then we're going to come back up into that one there on the other side. And we're just going to bring those two together nice and gently, because we want them, when we get them up, see how they're starting to go with the shape of your casting on edge. And then we're going to come on over and we're going to go down where we came out of, and then we're going to pick up the bar. So we're going to go over to this side, and that's where we've come out, so we're going to pick up that bar. Just very gently make sure you pull it in. Okay, and then we're going to carry on up. All right, picking up the bar, each bar. Down and picking up the bar, just one. Now, as I said before, if you find out as you're going up that one side seems to be creeping in a bit more than the other, you can pick up the two bars, but don't, when you're doing this, don't do it one after the other. All right, otherwise you, as I said, you'll end up having it going in a little ripple. So I usually get about 4 or 5 done, and then I just hold and then just very gently pull. And you'll find that it will, and if it does pull up too tight, just do what I did then and just gently release a little bit of it. Okay, so carrying on up. There we go. And as you can see, you're getting a nice finish that it's very hard to see where you're actually got your seam. Now, I have said before that if you're using a thick yarn like I'm using at the moment, and you don't want too thick a seam here, what you can do is use 2 threads. So you can just break it down, just undo a piece like that, and just use 2 threads. So just put the other one away, and then you can carry on. I'll just put that one in under there out of the way for now. So you could do this right from the word go, is start with just 2 strands. Now, if you're going to start with another yarn, what you need to do is don't do your knot right on the edge, come in slightly, and what I do is go through once and go through twice. Now when I draw it together, see where there's 2 knots coming together there? And don't pull too tight because you want it to blend in with your knitting. So I'm just going to bring this up and it will stop there, and then I'll show you when I've finished up here what to do with the other end opposite where we've just done the knot. So we're going to carry on now just with the 2 strands, and you will find that it won't have that thickness there. And if you're going to do it, I would do it with the whole garment so you've got a nice look about it. So when I pull this together, like that, this one looks a little bit more bulkier, a bit more open here. This one is a bit closer, but when you still pull it, it's still got that fineness there, and it's not as thick as what this one here is. All right, so I'll just continue on up to the armhole so I can show you what we're going to do. Just very gently pull. And you will be surprised how little yarn that you need when sewing up with the mattress stitch. Okay, so now I'm just going to thread this back through. So where I've come out of, I'm going to take that back through and just come up one more, because I'm nearly at where I want it to be on that edge, and then we're going to pick up one on this side. And there we go. Now, how I got you to leave these 2 here, I want to keep that one a little bit loose so it's coming out like that. You can sew that in later, and then same with this one, don't do it too tight. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow that line still. So this is where we've come in. All right, there's our line. So we've come out of that point there, right there. So we're going to go down into there and up. And then same thing over here. That's where we've come out of. So we're going to go down and we're going to come up into the middle of that stitch, the one that we made right on the edge. And so that's where we've come out of here. So we're going to go down into that one where that thread wool has just come out of, and then we're going to come up into there. Now we're just going to very gently pull those together. And now we're going to lie that down. Now see where that's the stitch from your sleeve and that's the stitch from your sleeve. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come over to here and we're going to pick up, go into that bar there right on the edge, and then we're going to come over and go into this bar on this side. Keep the rest of the yarn away. Very gently pulling that. And then we're going to carry on working all the way down. Now we're onto the body. So we're going to have not as much bulk. So that's the last part where it's come out for our sleeve there. So we're going to go back down into, that's where we've come out of that same hole there. So we're going to go back down into that hole and then come up on the other side of it. So now keep that one out of the way, and we're just going to bring that together. Now you can see a bit of the blue because that's part of a stitch that we've made in there. All right, so if you see that, see how that's coming around? So you will see a bit of blue in there at the moment, but that should be part of your stitching. So that's it there. So all we're going to do now is still follow that one line that we've been doing and coming up. And back up. So make sure that you're coming down in the same line as that you've picked up your shoulder. All right, so if you're coming like that, see how that's coming around now? And in there is your stitch, see the blue part? But that will be your, it should be red, all right? But I've done it so you can actually see where we've gone. So having a look at that, so we've come up and gone around. So that there, it won't be as coming in a sharp bend, okay? It'll come and it'll be nice and soft there. So there's our sleeve going into the body, and then you just carry on down to finish, and so that's a nice looking, see that piece there? And then yours will be in under there, the red will be all under there. Okay, so I hope that's helped, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks everyone, bye.